For Best Music Coach, my name is Dan, and you are watching a music teacher's reaction live and in real time to the Persona 4 Golden original soundtrack. Now, I have never heard this music before, not once ever, never, ever, ever before in my life, so all my reactions are going to be in real time off the top of my head. Make sure you hang out for the end of the stream for my final reaction and summary. And without any waiting, let's start with Pursuing My True Self. Let's go. All right. I'm gonna turn my headphones up. So if this is your first time joining us on a live stream, welcome. I usually listen to a couple songs and then I'll start breaking some things down and finding some connections. Awesome, sawsome. A quick shout out and a thank you to Pikachu. Pikachu says, Pika Pika, Pika Pika, Pika Pika, Pikachu, which translated into English means, I've been looking forward to this stream. One of my favorite JRPGs. I liked both this towards the previous game, Persona 3. Love it. Thank you, Pikachu. And Ellen Gale says, thanks for taking our suggestion. This is Jam. Well, thank you for your super chat, Ellen Gale. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling with A Corner of Memories. Now, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I listened to Persona 5, but I think I remember this melody. I could be wrong, though. Something feels familiar about it. That right there, the boogie gone. Could be wrong, though. So I've only ever heard Persona 5 once, and I heard a couple months ago. Okay, so no, this was not in Persona 5. Was there tracks like this in Persona 5 that had this piano thing? Also, if this is your first time in the stream, you'll see I do make a couple mistakes every once in a while, but I do get a lot of things right along the way too. Okay, so next one is called Welcome to the Limousine. Ooh. This is called The Poem for Everyone's Souls. Yes, try lighting. I will make that happen. This is starting off like the Ave Maria. Now this I do remember from Persona 5, that we definitely had this melody. Puddin' Hun 11 says this one's in every Persona game. Oh, listen to those low strings coming in. Beautiful. Now you can hear that this is live and that there is no auto-tune on this singer too. It actually sounds to me like it might be the same exact recording that was used in Persona 5. The song is so not over yet. Oh, I love those little pizzicato strings in there. So pizzicato is when you take a violin, viola, cello, or a bass, and you pluck the string instead of bowing it with a bow, as opposed to bowing it with a spoon. That was a joke. Oh! Oh! What? Ending on a B major? Who would have thunk it? Okay, so the reason why I just got so excited, jumped up and down, because that's one of my favorite things that happens in music is when major and minor things get spun around and mixed up together. And right there, sure enough, the entire time we were, well, in the key of B minor or possibly D major, we'd have to sit down and figure all that out. But here's the thing. The chord it ended on right there was a B major chord, and that was just absolutely so fun and has already made my day, and that was just brilliant. I wonder if it did the same thing in the last Persona video in Persona 5, and I also had the same reaction. Anyway, shout out and a thank you to Alessandro Coelho, who says, good morning, and well, good morning to you, AC. AC says, this one goes out to all my Metal Gear fans out there. To move it up the list, on Rising first, we'll do a sub poll, but I hope you consider checking out the whole series as it's a gold mine. Also, Persona 4 Gold is always welcome. Well, thank you for that. And a shout out and a thank you to Oz Pardo, who says, hey, yo, Persona 4 for the win. So excited for a bunch of tracks, including a track called New World Fool. So be on the lookout for that one. Will do, Oz. Thank you so much for your super chat. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling with New Days. Whoa! And right there too, E flat major to E flat minor, or major 7 rather to E flat minor. Fascinating. B flat sus there, bringing us back. So listen, the snare drum on 2 and 4 are actually 2 different sounds. Or maybe it's the same sound with more, with less envelope, or just less reverb. Love that. So already some really fascinating chords, and the last time I did a Persona 5 reaction, I wasn't actually talking about the chords. For those of you who've been on this channel for a while, the way I've done these reactions has evolved over time, so I actually wasn't breaking down the chords. Persona 5, so very interesting to break the chords down here. Shout out and thank you to Ellen Gale. Ellen Gale, it's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome back on the chat. Ellen Gale says, the Persona 4 Gold soundtrack is deeply special to me, especially the golden tracks. Well, we'll get to those in a bit for sure. Please put this and my prior to chat towards the OST for 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Phenomenal game with a great soundtrack. Will do, Ellen Gale. And a shout out and thank you to Louie. So I really like your reactions. I want to give you a suggestion of a soundtrack. Hades OST. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Louie. We're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling with Signs of Love. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for your super chats. Oh! Man, this is so funky with like... Just the drums. The whole groove here is fantastic. So I think someone mentioned in the chat that this game is sort of like pop influenced. I'm hearing a lot of like pop funk, like Nile Rodgers type stuff. I love those keys too. Well, the organ. Beautiful. Shout out and a thank you to Puddinghun. Puddinghun says, in the game, personas are based off of mythical creatures, gods, goddesses, folklore, and historical figures before the AD period that reflect your heart. Huh. Puddinghun says, I'm curious, who would you have as a persona? Well, they didn't have dental care back then, so I don't know that I want anyone for a persona. Just think about how uncomfortable it is when you eat something cold and how much your teeth can hurt. Just when you like, when you get like that thing where, you get like the headache from eating something cold. Now imagine only living to the age of like 30 because your teeth are like, anyway. Yeah, okay. All right, if I was going to pick one, I think I like, maybe, I don't know. Achilles seems pretty cool. Perhaps Poseidon. I like Poseidon. I'd be Poseidon. How about that? Yeah, brain freeze. Thank you, chat. Shout out and a thank you to Carlos Tavera, who says, now do the Catherine OST, or I'll send you a cheap cabbage. Well, Carlos, fortunately, I do very much enjoy cabbage, both cooked in olive oil and also preserved into sauerkraut. So I find your threat to be most appealing, and I hope you do follow up and follow through on that threat. Thank you, Super Chatters, for your support and your Super Chat. This next one is called Mayonaka TV, or Mayonaka TV. There we go. I'm going to guess something bad is happening here based off the music. Someone was being threatened. Perhaps someone was having violence done against them. I'm not sure. It just seems like very ominous music. A shout out and a thank you to Vel, or perhaps it was just the reveal of the villain's diabolical plan. Shout out and thank you to Vel, who says, thanks for the great insightful reaction content that you do. Well, thank you, Vel, for your support. Vel says, putting this in for the Hypnospace Outlaw OST. I think you'll find some of the stuff in there really fun. Well, thanks, Vel. Sure will do. A shout out and welcome to Rhea to the Kazoo Club. And also, King Peggy says, thanks for reacting to Persona 4 OST, one of my favorite soundtracks. Please give Chrono Trigger OST. Well, thank you, King Peggy. Sure will do. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling with Your Affection. Okay, so it's like pop, it's funk, but some of these changes are like jazzy R&B type of things too. And a shout out and a thank you to Revolutionary Joystick, says putting this into Bump the Mother 3 soundtrack, one of my favorite OSTs. Revolutionary Joystick will do 100%. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for your super chat. Oh! You can hear that brass line is actually being doubled by a little ploinking instrument if you listen very carefully. So again, we're seeing here these elements of what would normally be used for minor chords being used in a major context. It's very fascinating, like how we had that, well, that deceptive, if you will, cadence back to the that major at the beginning, if I'm remembering my cadence terminology correctly. A shout out and a thank you to Tri-Lighting, who says, shout out to all the Persona fans in chat. Let's all appreciate the awesome OST. This should go to La Mulana. You got it, Tri-Lighting. And also shout out and thank you to Put It On 11. This is the singer in Persona 4. Her name is Shihoko Hirata. Also, both of my super chats go to Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. You got it, Puddin' Hun. All right, let's keep it rocking and rolling. Ah, I lost it. This is so beautiful. So something that's really interesting here is so far these compositions have honestly really interesting harmony being used. Not at all typical stuff. Oh! Little technical glitch there. Let's keep that rocking and rolling, please. I'm gonna get it. Well, I got the second part. All right, that was a lot of fun. I love riff-driven songs. Now, what is a riff? So a riff is when you have something that's repeated a whole bunch of times. Excuse me for playing this wrong, but... something like that. Anywho, that's our riff. So it's a repeated idea over and over again, typically with lower notes. Not to be confused with a riff when singing, which is when a singer sings a bunch of notes all in a row very fast, and then that is a singing riff. Now, before this next one starts, a shout out and a thank you to Nightlight 1414, who says, "Hey man, I love your reactions. Want to give this both to support you, well, thank you, and to put it towards Uncharted soundtracks. They're cinematic, action-packed games with adventurous themes, and music certainly reflects it. Keep rocking, amigo." Well, thank you, Night Light 1414. I do appreciate both your support and your super chat. Zoom Medics 8007 says, "Love your streams, dude. Sonic Forces OST is one of my favorite game soundtracks of all time. Would love to see you hear it. Will do." Zoom Medics, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your super chat. We will use that to upvote the show. So we're hearing a melody we've heard before in the Persona game, or parts of it in the piano here. Was this the song that was in the credits from the last Persona 5? Oh, that was a dominant there. I missed it. Here we are in E major 7. Ah, dominant that time too. Missed it. Sometimes it's minor, sometimes dominant. Or maybe I just misheard it the first time. C sharp minor to F sharp there. All right. E major 7. D sharp major 7. D sharp minor 7, excuse me. Sometimes calling out chord names while you play them, for me anyway, can cause the brain to backfire. Anywho, shout out and a thank you to Weirdness Unfold. Weirdness Unfold says, "So whoosh is by." Zoom. Guess what? Ace Combat 7. I think you understand that by now. Ha ha ha. Loving all your reactions. Well, if we're lucky, I actually live not far away from an Air Force base, and if the past 2 days they've been flying fighter jets. So if we're lucky today, I don't know, they might be taking the day off because it's Saturday. But we may hear they've been having some fun. Okay, let's keep it rocking and rolling with Borderline of Madness. Okay. So it's like a power chord with the 5 in the bass. Oh, groove it. Oh yes, that flow is sick. Love it. That was a ton of fun. Okay, this next one is called... I don't know where we are. I got lost in the music. The next one is called Reasoning. Oh, that was fun. So really interesting time signature stuff here. I'm counting like groups of 3 and 4. Yeah, but it's not always in 3/4 because sometimes there's 4 beats in a measure or 4 beats in a group. We're not really sure what a measure is. Not that we don't know what a measure is, but because we're not looking at the sheet music, we don't actually know where the measures are. No, it's not in 7/4. Sometimes it might be, but there's sometimes where it's just cycles of 3 over and over again. I love this. Right, now this is 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, see right there, that was 5. See, what are you gonna do? Well, that's a trumpet right there. And you can tell the difference between a saxophone and a trumpet by the timbre of the sounds, or the quality of the sound. There you go. Yeah, more absurd, a buzzy sound, that's a saxophone. The cleaner sound, I mean, and again, these are such subjective terms, but that cleaner, purer sound, that's the trumpet. The more buzzy sound, that's the saxophone. But I definitely recommend that if you want to tell the difference between a saxophone and a trumpet, first, go listen to, how about Dizzy Gillespie play the trumpet, and then go listen to Miles Davis play the trumpet, and then you'll know what a trumpet sounds like. And then you should go listen to Charlie Parker play the saxophone. Then you should go listen to John Coltrane play the saxophone. And then you'll be able to tell the difference between trumpet and saxophone, and you will, get some good music listening in too. A shout out and a thank you to Experience Hogger, who says, catching one of these live for the first time. Appreciate your insights and seeing these reactions. Keep up the amazing work. If I could put this towards Professor Layton, oh, you've got it. Curious Village OST, that would be great. Super duper, will do. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your super chat. Okay, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. A rockin' and a reelin'. Barbara Ann. I love it. It's sort of like James Bondy-ish. Oh, this is different. Ah. Yeah, by the way, chat, if this video gets 20,000 views in the first 24 hours, I'll do another Persona reaction automatically. Keep in mind, though, we are going to have a part 2 because we are doing the entire Golden soundtrack. So this is going to be a part 1. We'll come back for part 2 next week. But if this one or the next one gets 20K views in the first 24 hours, I will for sure do another react. No doubt. Oh, look at that. Hear that in the back there? That was awesome. Oh, and again. Oh my gosh, I love that. No. Again. Oh my gosh, I love it. Awesome. Let's go to the next one. Welcome to everyone who's joining us for the first time, and thank you to everyone who's joining us who's been here before. Thank you for your support. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you to our super chatters, and thank you to our channel members. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling with I'll Face Myself battle. Huh, interesting. Yeah, Zenju, but here's the thing. You just heard when the drums went to double time, the drums were holding 4/4. That's a really cool part. Wait, you mean you guys don't enjoy it when someone's spamming the chat? That's a pretty sick riff there. All right, this next one is called I'll Face Myself, which I hear is only as good as the movie Face Off. This is better than the movie Face Off. Type a 1 in the chat if you've seen the movie Face Off. Type a 2 in the chat if you've seen the movie Face Off and you thought it was the best movie you've ever seen. I forgot to add an option for trolls. Agreed, Zenju. Fantastic melodies. This next one is called... It's called Muscle Blues. Oh, yes. So what's interesting there is a lot of the saxophone is sounding like Dave Sanborn, which is that sort of 80s pop funk thing too. Just the tone and things like that as well, perhaps modeled after him. The second one was called It's Showtime. All right, this next one is called Belongings. Oh, this is beautiful. That was a ton of fun in the sun. Let's listen to the next one. It's called Kerorin MAGIC. Yeah, that guitar just doing those E-flat octaves up there. Okay, this next one is called Sauna. Ooh. Oh, there's a sneeze coming. Oh, the way those drums are clipping is sick. Oh, this groove, man. That was a ton of fun. That's a really good dance track. The next one is called Awakening. So they're, again, playing around between major and minor. So, chat, what I'm wondering is this. Is there something in the game where there's either a person who has two different personalities or like two sides to them? Everyone has two sides to them? Okay. Because when you have major and minor mixed together in music like that, it really, it's showing two different sides, two different things contained within one. There's a shadow of oneself. Okay. Okay, well, I've almost got the riff now. I've heard it 2 times. I almost have the whole thing. I'm going to get it. If they play it one more time, I think I'm going to get it. All right, this next one is Reach Out to the Truth, instrumental version. Oh, yes. All right, come on now. Oh, no. All right, here we go. Alright, I'm missing like one note in that main riff, man. Okay, look, I've got. Ah, so close. Also playing that second part a little wrong, but yeah, I almost got it. This is called Specialist. If I'm lucky, we'll hear that one again. Almost got the thing. Oh. Can you remind me the name of that keyboard? Is it called the Synclavier? That's got that sort of Stevie Wonder Superstition type of sound in there? Right there. You hear it in the right ear. Is that the name of it, Synclavier? Clavichord! Thank you, Eli Turp. That was it. Thank you, chat. Almost caught that other one. Shout out and thank you to Carlos Tavera. It says, it might be too much to ask, but if there is time, listen to the P4 reincarnation version of this song, please. Well, I'll tell you what, Carlos, we're going to do this stream in 2 parts. We've got about 3 hours worth of content. Tune in next week for our stream. Shoot me a message, DM, at Best Music Coach on Instagram, and I will hook it in. Very Janet Jackson. At least the vocals. Take care, Eli. Thanks for the catch on the clavichord. This is so Janet Jackson, man. This next one is called Heartbeat, Heartbreak. No, Sauna XL, I've never heard this before. Ah. Well, Sauna XL, some chord progressions are just easy to predict where they're going. This one was easy to predict where it was going. This next one is Youthful Lunch. Is that when you eat an egg salad sandwich? As opposed to chicken salad. Oh, that bass is sick. Tell you what, a lot of this also reminds me of, like, the bass. Reminds me of Anita Baker. That's why I'm saying that R&B influence. This next one is called Game. All right. One. Okay, so that wasn't actually two different keys of G and D. That was really the key of G, and D was the dominant of G. G was 1. That's how that thing went. So G was 1, G, A, B, C, D. D was 5. The next one is called Zone Time. Awesome. Super fun. The section is called A New World Fool. So someone mentioned this in their super chat at the beginning. Was that Carlos that mentioned that at the beginning? Oh, come on now. Oh my goodness, yes. This is an awesome, fun song. Thanks for recommending this. This is so cool. Well, that was a ton of fun. Quick shout out and a thank you before we go to our next stream. Thank you to 3JAD21 who says, "Hey Dan, glad I was able to catch a stream." Well, I'm glad you were able to catch a stream. I'd like to devote this super chat to bringing Scarlet Nexus further up the list. It's incredibly underrated. Keep being awesome. Thank you. Okay, thanks for this. Okay, P.S. My name was pronounced 3Jad21. Well, thank you, 3Jad21. I do appreciate it. Thank you also for the pronunciation guide. That is most helpful. Carlos says the next one is my favorite one. Not New World Fool, by the way, but it is still great. Okay, this next one is Carlos's favorite. Let's go check it out. So my next one is called Mist. Oh, so this is actually sort of like the previous one. We have similar melodies, same key. I love this chord progression. That was a great tune. That was a lot of fun. The next one is called Period. So there's actually more than one guitar playing here right now. And you have the guitar playing the melody in the front. But on the side, there's just sort of like... Hear that? It's all the way on the side. It sounds like it also has a wah pedal in it as well. All right, chat, let's listen to a couple more. How's about? Let's go check out Theme of Junes. Ah. Ah. So Lemon from the chat says this is Persona 4 Walmart music. All right, this next one is The Power of the Heart. Persona 4 version. This next one is called The Path is Open. Persona 4 version. Alexandre Giacchetti. Sorry if I got that wrong. I tried to get it right. Says you can think of this one as a resolution to the previous one. Interesting. This next one is called Reverie. And yes, we are going to do the golden tracks next time. We're going to go through in order. So make sure you tune in for part 2. Oh yeah. There we go. Ah. Oh, I nailed the pronunciation. Thank you. I saw the double C's and I gave it my best shot. Okay, this next one is called How Much? I love that little drum fill. Yeah, pa. This song is so shiny. Now, shiny is a subjective term, but all the instruments, the way the piano was, the way the guitar was, is very shiny for me. This next one is called Secret Bass. Carlos is trying to bribe me with super chats and cheap cabbages. Carlos says I'm probably being annoying, but please, can you listen to the one after Secret Base? You won't regret it, or I'll throw you 2 cheap cabbages instead of one. I don't know, you're saying or? I feel like if you said you would throw me 2 cheap cabbages, I might listen to it. Jappy Padadzaki is here for support. Well, thank you for your support, Jappy Padadzaki. Jazz Jackrabbit 2, you got it. All right, we will do one more after Secret Base. So make sure you hang out for that. Don't leave this stream. We got one more song, y'all. A shout out and thank you to Chris God, who says, yo, I love the soundtrack, but I gotta recommend Shin Megami Tensei 3. Persona is a spin-off series of Shin Megami Tensei. Contender of my favorite soundtrack ever. Well, thank you, Chris. We're gonna add that to bump Shin Megami Tensei 3 up. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. All right, guys, last one. Let's do Heaven. All right, tell me this does not sound like Sade. Me, because I know this sounds like Sade. Puddin' says it's called Heaven for a little girl's dungeon maze because she wishes her mother to be alive and her father to be happy again. SMT3, you got it, Puddin' Hun. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your super chat. My mind. Those long days passing by from the door, like late summer, they slowly fade away. Find your way through the favorite tune, plain all day, with my eyes closed. Those long days passing by from the door, like late summer, they slowly fade away. Fantastic. Hang out for my final reaction and comments on this awesome part 1 of 2 for Persona 4 a live stream. First of all, thank you so much to our super chatters and to our new members. Thank you for your support. Okay, so This entire soundtrack is so funky, it's so groovy. It does have pop elements in it, but pop elements from like the 80s where you had this sort of funk R&B thing going on, like with bands like Chic. I've also heard influences from Sade. I also heard influences from like Anita Baker going on in here. So really interesting group of influences coming in to make this soundtrack happen. And obviously really interesting melodies and very, very interesting chord progressions that are really cool. And I actually can't wait to go back and listen to because some of them I did not catch the first time around. Thank you all so much for watching. My one ask is that you check out my list. It's pinned in the chat, the top 10 things all gamers should know about music theory, so you can start getting rocking and rolling and understanding some of the terms that I'm talking about. There's also some free gifts that I'm going to email you. If you grab those top 10 things, it's totally free. And I will see you all in the next one. But before we do that, a shout out and thank you to Ethos, who says, woke up to watch your stream. So you got me out of bed. Great stream, well, Ethos. I'm glad something could get you out of bed. I'm glad you're up and running. A bump near for the PS3 and then Replicant and bump Persona 3 too. You're cool, Dan. Well, thank you so much. We will for sure divvy that up. Again, everyone, check out that list. Top 10 things I think all gamers should know about music theory. And I will see you all in the next stream. Take care, and I will see you then. Bye.